What's good, guys? So today, the 8th of January 2024, I turned 20. Yay, happy birthday. So just like I did last year, in today's video, I'll be sharing 20 lessons that I have learned in the past 2 decades. That sounds like a lot of people. From unexpected lessons to triumphs of life, let's dive into the transformative journey called self-discovery. Whether you're in your 20s or you're teenagers, like many of you, sit back, relax, and let's dive in. So over to the first lesson, be purposeful, work on your craft. This is the most important in my opinion, right? I made a video on that a couple weeks ago. I will link it up here. I genuinely think that the best thing a person can do for themselves after, of course, receiving the life of Christ is to know what it is that you have been put on earth for, right? Because this gives you direction. So you've been put on earth and there are so many things that you can do, so many places you can be, all right, so many people you can meet. And I think the driving force behind all of these things, or what the driving force behind all of these things should be your purpose, right? So you know what it is that you have put on earth for, you know how it is you can carry it out, and you just work on that, all right? So you find out that a lot of people have talent, like a lot of talent, not me, but a lot of people have a lot of talent and a lot of gifts and a lot of things that they can do, right? But what would direct you and what will lead you as to what exactly it is you should double down on will be purpose. The second is offer value. Anyone that knows me knows that this is what I preach, right? Like, just be a value person. Whatever area it is that you find yourself, whether that is school, it's your workplace, it's your church, just offer value, all right? Look for how you can pour yourself into people. Look for how you can pour yourself into people. Paul, at the end of his journey, was thanking God and just writing that he had poured himself like a drink offering and he had been spent. I think the goal for everyone should be wanting to live this life empty. That's wanting to leave the earth empty, right? You have nothing left to give because you have spent all of yourself, right? And this comes from the mindset of offering value. How exactly can I help the next person? How exactly can I make this next person a better version of themselves? Look for ways to add value. Number 3 is like an extension of number 2, and it's give yourself, serve, right? It still falls under giving value, but now it's more specific, more so that you are looking to serve, all right? You're looking to volunteer, all right? And it could be in spiritual gatherings, it could be in your college, it could be in academics, it could be to help a friend out plan something. But whatever it is that you're doing, just make sure you're serving, all right? You know, we are called to service. We are called to service, literally. And even in your career, you know, having the mindset of wanting to serve before receiving payment for things would genuinely want to save you a whole lot, all right? And it would multiply your potential earnings, all right? Because people are seeing that you can give this stuff for free. So I mean, the idea behind that is if you can give this stuff for free, then the paid stuff that you're offering should be a whole lot more, and then they can go ahead and do that. We might be taking a commercial break, right? I know we've not really gotten that much into the video, but as you can see, the background is currently different. I mean, it's fine now, right? I'm going back to that school that has brown walls or something. The point I'm trying to make basically is I'm not in Nigeria currently. I mean, those that are close to me would have known. And I'm leaving tomorrow. Today is what? What's today? No, I'm not telling you today. Today is 8th of January, right? But basically, I'm traveling tomorrow, and I have to pack my bags. So I'll probably do this whole thing from now till I get to Nigeria. So when I'm at the airport, probably when I'm at the layover place in Istanbul and stuff like that. Yeah, but let me show you where we are so far. I think I'm actually really good. I'm good to go, sort of, right? The bag is full, the box is full, right? There's really nothing here. And the second box, sorry, it's closed. I don't feel like opening it right now. But yeah, I need to just round off with packing and then do a bit of work. So the next time you might see me might be in the airport, who knows? But I don't know, the lighting seems giving, so I'll probably do like 2 more here. So we go over to the next, and it is be selective with your friends. Jesus had 12 disciples. Don't go around trying to make everybody your friend, right? Be very selective with your friends, but be good to every single person. Be good to every single person. Like, genuinely, there are a lot of people that would consider themselves my friends because of how nice I try to treat everyone, right? Of course, some people say I'm not a nice person. I hope not, right? But I do try to treat everyone with love and care and all of that. But the reason they can make that assumption is because I try to treat everyone nice. In as much as everyone cannot be your friend, in as much as everyone cannot be in your circle, right? You should still be good to everyone. Please don't mind me, I'm very restless. I think this comes with being 20. But the next is to show your work. Show your work, all right? And it basically revolves around the things that you are currently working on. try to put it out somewhere, all right? Whether that's YouTube or it be a blog post, a newsletter, Twitter post, whatever it is you are doing, show your work. This goes a long way. I have a friend who is learning to code, and he had someone send him a message to make the exact same things that he posted on his Twitter page. The idea basically is whatever it is you're working on, right? And it's even when it's at the small stages that it is better. One, a lot of people learn from your progress. You have sort of like an accountability structure, because if you're consistent with your posting, okay, people are probably expecting me to post on this particular day. And three, you open up opportunities, right? It's the best advertisement that you can give yourself. It's the best CV that you can have. That at the time where you're getting really skilled at your work, because you have been posting your work, you have been showing your work for a long period of time, you literally have a portfolio already. So showing your work is the best thing you can do to yourself in 2024. I'm currently headed back to Nigeria. I couldn't do anything while I was at Heathrow. That's the London airport. We got there late, but I've taken the first flight. It's a connecting flight, so I had to stop at Turkey, Istanbul to be precise. So that's where I'm currently at. And then I don't even know when I'm leaving, right? But I'll probably be leaving maybe in an hour or two, headed back to Lagos. So now we head over to the sixth thing on our list. So number 6 is be obsessed with execution. Be obsessed with execution. Be like a mad person when it comes to executing all the things that you've planned, all the things that you've set for yourself. We get caught up in the spiral of planning, and genuinely planning is good. In fact, you should probably not endeavor in things, especially big things, without planning, all right? But focus on execution. Be obsessed with it. You have a plethora of things, just execute. In fact, sometimes you may even need to execute without planning as much as you need to, because it's only in execution that we learn. It's only in execution that we fail, which is a part of the learning process, and it's only in execution that we can actually succeed. Nobody gives a medal for planning. You give a medal for someone who showed up, executed, and pulled through. Keep your mind that in the year 2024, we're still early on. No matter when you watch this video, the things that you've already planned out, set specific dates that you need to have executed before then. So if you plan to write a book, or you plan to get started with a book, right, before the end of January, before the end of February, get started with that. Whatever it is you do, just like write it down. I need to do this before this time. I need to execute before this time, and go ahead and do that. This particular one has helped me, number 7, and it's learn to speak, right? And it has very little to do with having an accent, right? It's not really about having an accent. It's not really about speaking Pune, right? It's more so about the opportunities that speaking can get you to. Speaking can put you into, if you know what it is that you want to do is not for yourself alone, but you want to help people, you want to get your stuff out there, whatever it is you want to do, you would need to interact, you would need to communicate, all right? And speaking does that. In a couple weeks, I'll be making a video on how to be a better public speaker. It's the things that have helped me thus far. But learn how to speak. Whether or not you are going into the field of speaking, you genuinely will need it one day. So that leads us to number 7, which is take your finances seriously now. I don't care how you're watching this, whether you think you're too young, or you think you are too old. I don't think you can say you're too old. But if you think you're too young, just scrap that idea. Take your finances seriously right now. Start to read books, start to watch YouTube videos. Consume content that would enable you to get better, financially. And one of the simplest ways to do this is just by working on your craft, all right? That's either a gift that comes from within, or something that you can develop. So a gift that comes from within, for me, for example, could be speaking or teaching. And then what could come from outside would be maybe learning to code, for example, all right? But whatever it is you do, take your finances seriously. Do not focus on money, focus on how to get there, all right? You're not focusing on the end goal. I remember telling my friend the other day not to set output goals. I might make a goal video. I don't know, I usually do that every year. I don't know why I did it. But basically, don't focus on the output, focus on the input, focus on the things you can do. How many books do you want to start reading on finance? How many videos are you going to be watching? All right, what steps are you going to take to implement? Do you have a business idea already? Remember the previous point, which is executing. All right, but take your finances seriously now. The younger you are, the better. You genuinely have the advantage, in my opinion, if you're young, right? I believe if you're still in your teenage years, in fact,
you're 20, you still genuinely have an advantage if you start working towards it now. Just imagine this: you're one of those people that want to take the high road or take the high risk and start your own business, all right, or become an entrepreneur, right? If you start when you're done with uni, let's say that's around 21, 25, whatever the case may be, but reducing the chances of getting there as soon as possible. And the reason is because now you have quite the number of responsibilities, especially if you're a guy, and you want to be independent, not stay in your parents' house, a couple years after you graduate and everything. You would have a lot of responsibilities, so you can't take that much risk. Genuinely, if I use my pocket money, right, and let's say I invest in what I believe in, right, and it doesn't work out, I'll cry to my mom and my daddy. And even though they wish out, they will still send me money. Right? The point I'm trying to make, or the picture I'm trying to paint to you, is that right now you have the best opportunity to take the largest amount of risk that you can possibly take. As we get older, we get busier. If we get busier, we have more responsibility. We have more responsibilities, we can take less risk. Right? So it really doesn't matter, how old you are. The age you are now is one that you should focus on taking your finances seriously. One of the things that fast forwarded my growth as it pertains to finances was getting a mentor. Genuinely, I have made a video on this. So last year in 2023, my business was stagnant, all right, and I came across someone. He said last time I didn't give him a shout out, so I will this time. Ajulo Joshua. I'll probably link his details in the description, all right. So he helped take my business from where it was, to at least start making six figures, right, a month. And the reason behind that was simple: someone was already doing what it is that I wanted to do. All right, he already had the knowledge. All I had to do was draw from him. All right, of course, it did cost me something, but what it cost me as opposed to what I made, the difference is quite vast. Number 9, get a mentor. And this doesn't just talk about getting a financial mentor, right? It genuinely cuts across every single bit. It cuts across as many spheres as you can think of. I personally feel getting a spiritual mentor would elevate your spiritual growth a whole lot. All right, you elevate your spiritual growth a whole lot. You have someone that has been through the things that you've been through. You have someone to guide you, to hold your hand. All right, we see throughout scriptures discipleship, relationships. All right, we see Elijah, we see Elisha, we see Paul, we see Timothy, we see Jesus, we see the apostles. All right, so it is the will and the desire of God that we have people that we can look up to, people that will lead us, people that can direct us, that we can be accountable to, and a mentor would do just that. For the big 10, still in conjunction with getting a mentor, helping your spiritual growth, we have spiritual activities are not a waste of time. That song by, I don't even know who it is. I think I've heard Lawrence Oyor sing it. I'm not wasting time calling upon the Lord. So the idea behind that is, you have many people, especially in school, this is where I see it a lot, all right, that tend to focus on, in fact, good things. I'm not even talking about, unbelievers. I'm not talking about people that are living in immorality. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying believers, but these ones have decided to focus on academics, focus on making money, focus on work and all of that, and they just get distracted. They just, get distracted with all of that. So like God comes second or third or fourth or fifth, you know how it goes, right? And this is just to tell you that in my short years of living, I've come to understand that truly spiritual activities are not a waste of time. God really does not owe men. He really does not owe men, right? I'm genuine. Anyone that knows me knows that I don't put in that much effort into my academics. When I mean I don't put in that much effort, I mean people could be reading throughout the semester and I might not read half as much. All right, and the reason is not because I don't like reading. It's not because of any of the fanatic reasons that people give. It's genuinely because I have, a lot of responsibilities when it comes to the spiritual front, right? And God has just been helping me. So I find out that the people who do not focus on God and focus on the other bit still, and I say this very humbly, all right, still do not get up to me, at least in my academics, all right? And the reason is God does not owe men. Like I've seen it time and time again. If you put your priorities right, then He will show up for you. Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all other things shall be added unto you." All right, and this is not an admonition to say seek God so the things can be added. No, in my seeking God, if my academics fall, I'm okay. I will not be happy, but I'll be okay, right? Like it's not if I go lower, right? I'm not going to say, oh, okay, I'm not going to do this. No, 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 right? It's that I'm genuinely seeking these things. I'm genuinely seeking these things. So what many people do is they hear that verse. Oh, okay, so this is the secret. No, sir. No, if you are seeking other things in disguise, that you are seeking the kingdom, you are still seeking other things, right? You're not seeking the kingdom. All right. You have to seek the kingdom wholeheartedly, and every other thing should be able to fall away. Every other thing should be able to fall away. But there's a wisdom to it. All right. I do try to apply balance to everything. For example, when it's getting towards exam time, I used to read fire, like fire. What I'm trying to tell you is not that okay, you have spiritual activities or responsibilities and you do all of that and you leave. No, sir. You need to apply wisdom to it. But what I'm trying to say is that spiritual activities are not a waste of time. If you look at your schedule and you just see that you're spending time praying, you have meetings to go for, I'm telling you, it's not a waste of time. The distinction will be clear sooner or later. Distinction will be clear. God does not owe men. We've reached number 10. Okay, we have like 10 more to go. But I've seen my gate number. That's where I'm meant to go. My flight is, I think, an hour 20 minutes from now, so it's still like a while away. I'll probably just go there and go and sit down. But I don't know, this place is nice. Like, nobody's stopping me. I'm not shy. I have to leave while sleep for people were there and I was shy to make my video, right? But the microphone helps because I don't have to shout. So I think I will go there like now. Just go there, and if I have to walk around, I'll walk around because there will be a lot of people there.
Alright, so I've been walking for a while. I'm going to my gate number. It's the other way, but I wanted you guys to see me because this is where like the light is. When I turn, you see that it's a bit dark, but let's go to my gate number. Alright, so the next number 11 is act like people are always watching you, because genuinely they are. This one sounds a bit creepy, right? But the idea basically is that you might think that nobody's watching you or nobody's paying attention to the things that you're doing, but I'm here to tell you that you're wrong, man, right? I've heard people tell me things that I probably didn't know I did, right? Or things that I just did out of, like, I wasn't even thinking, to be fair, right? I just did them, like, oh, okay, this is what Taker does. I'm like, Azal. Do you get what I mean? People that I might not even know, right? And it's because people are always watching you. So the things that you want to do, crap, I'm lost. Okay, no, I'm not lost. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Act like people are always watching. You know, there are things that you do when you know someone is watching, right? And when people are not watching, you don't do those things. When no one is there, act like people are there, right? You know, Scripture makes us to understand that we work to please one. There is one that we work to please, that we strive to please, and it's Him. All right, so keep your room tidy, right? Things like that, right? Be polite to people. You know, the security guys, be nice to them. Basically, do things like someone is always on your neck. Then number 12, we have you cannot please everybody. You cannot please everyone. I remember talking about earlier that I try my best to be nice to people. Only for me to find out that there are people that apparently I'm not nice to. And, you know, it's just very funny. Like, are you serious? That's very shocking, right? You can't please everyone at the end of the day. You can't. You just can't, right? You should try to be nice to everyone, be good to everyone. Now, there is a balance to this thing. I hear a lot of people say, oh, I don't care about people's opinions. I don't care about what people say. I do me and I do me well. See, the thing is, whilst you are not to always hold people's opinions to heart, right? You are meant to take them and sieve them, right? You don't shun people's opinions immediately. So if people are telling you have anger issues and you find out that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people are telling you that you have anger issues, better sieve that thing and check whether it's actually true, right? It will be very unwise to say, oh no, I don't have anger issues. The righteousness of God in no, sir. No, sir. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? The idea basically is to not shun their opinions. Don't shun their opinions. Take them. You can take them with a pinch of salt, all right? But take them regardless, all right? Then sieve them. You know, you can ask trusted people, but you can check yourself. Ask the Holy Spirit, Lord, am I going through these things? Is this report true about me? Is this report true about me? Because people's opinions might be a signal to tell you to do something or, you know, not to do something. But the point is, you still can't please everyone, no matter how much you try. If Jesus could not please everyone, who am I? For number 13, we have get a mentee / a disciple, right? And this does not just work in the spiritual front. And before you start thinking about it, it's not to pump your ego, it's not to make you feel big, right? It's to pour yourself into someone, all right? I spoke about this earlier when I was talking about providing value. Only that this time it's one person, 2 people, a group of people that you are pouring yourself into. Like I said, it doesn't have to be spiritual, all right? It doesn't just have to be the spiritual, you know, bit. It could call across whatever it is that you are doing. It could be career, but make sure you are investing yourself into someone, all right? Make sure you're investing yourself into someone. You want to see people go, you want to see people get better. You take a couple of people and you do that. And sometimes it may not even be corporately, right? It may not be, oh, you created a group and you guys are disciples, you are the discipler, you are the organ. It may not even be as deep as that. It may just be you're just interested in this person and you want them to do better than you are. You want to pour yourself into them because of the things that you're currently doing by His grace, right? So pour yourself into someone, pour yourself into a group of people. That is genuinely the definition of leadership, that you can make people go from point A to point Z, all right? So pour yourself into people. I don't know why I sound like I'm preaching, but it's fine. I think I'm almost there. No, this is F5. I'm going to F90. I'm not almost in BA. You guys, I think these things are so nice. That's this escalator bit. Yeah, it's not an escalator. Well, I don't know if it's an escalator, but it's moving, right? And if you're walking, you are walking fast, right? And it's everywhere. Like, it's just really nice. Nice people. Do you see that? That's how long the line is. Oh, we'll be fine. I probably won't be able to do anything again till I get to Nigeria. Right, I can't be making videos on the plane. I beg. So we'll see when we complete this video. Right, ciao. Today is 2 days after I arrived 2 days ago, but in the evening. All right, it's currently morning. I think it's 8 o'clock. Right, I'm currently headed to church. So I would finish the video there and just take you along so you see how my, okay, not regular Sunday show, right? But how you see how my Sundays could be like, right? And I'll be going back to school tomorrow, which is when you'll be watching this video.
So that is the reason why I exist is to give praise and glory to God.
We finished service. I'm at a supermarket right now. See books, really nice, right? Service was powerful, was really good. Glory to God. All right, so let's head over to the next. All right, and it is be obsessed with becoming the complete man or woman as it were, right? The idea basically is that you're not focused on just one area of your life. You're not just focused on your academics. In fact, you're not just focused on being spiritual, right? You're focusing on all areas. So you want to become the complete man. The Bible makes us to understand that Jesus grew in wisdom, he grew in stature, he grew in favor with both God and with man. So he grew on all sides. So it is what, which side is better? I think this side is good, right? So it is God's desire that we be complete. So strive to be the complete person, right? So if you're focusing on just one area of your life, for whatever reason that may be, try become the better version, become a better version of yourself. Do more, basically. I'm at the supermarket. I want to get a couple things for school. I'm going to school tomorrow, right? I want to get a gift bag. I'll go give for someone, and I need to have a place to put it. Okay, so we head over to number 15, and it is spiritual growth is intentional, right? So we're going into like the spiritual series right now. So spiritual growth is intentional. What I mean by that basically is that the same effort you put into other areas of your life, your academics, if you're a student like me, right? The same grit, the same intentionality you put into it is the same that you should put towards your devotion, towards things that are spiritual, right? I remember I was saying in the teaching today in church that if you can seclude yourself and read for hours just so you can gain knowledge about a course, but it only means that you can do the same thing. In fact, you should do even much more, right? For your spiritual devotion, you can seclude, you can separate time out, all right, and seek the things of the kingdom. So if you want to go spiritually, like if that is your goal, then you must be intentional about it, right? You must set goals just like you would with your academics. You must set systems to help you do it better. So if you need to set alarms, set alarms. As for me personally, I put a lock screen. I think I'll probably pull up the screenshots, right? And it just reminds me to pray in tongues whenever I like see it, right? Because I want to be intentional about my growth. Next is, and this is one of my favorite, this is one of the things that guided me like throughout last year, and it is that the believer is always led, right? The Bible makes us to understand that the steps of the righteous man are ordered by the Lord. So it simply means that you are led, whether you know it, whether you don't know it, right? You are not just led when you feel like you're led. You're not just led, in fact, when you pray. The believer is always led, right? So you just find out that you're in places that you probably did not anticipate nor did you pray for, right? But you're there and you can just feel that's the right thing to do. Does this mean you should not pray? Definitely not, right? But it means that it is more easy, or if not more easier, it is easier for the believer to be led than for the believer not to be led. I learned from my mentor Enioluwa, and it's been of great help. By the way, you can subscribe to his newsletter, right? He puts out amazing stuff every week. The consistency is amazing, right? Every single week. So I'll just leave it in the bio to just help your life this year, more intentional about growth. For number 17, we have daily encounters in the secret place and periodic tarryings. I'll explain what that means. It's not that deep, right? But I got this from Sir David. This has changed my life genuinely, right? That you have your quiet time every single day, regularly, for whatever time it is that you set. Then maybe once or twice a week, you just take that out time to stretch, right? So for example, if you pray 1 hour every day, right? Maybe one day in that week you can decide to go 3 hours. You get what I'm saying, right? And the idea is that you are maximizing frequency in your secret place, and you are also learning to stretch yourself. You're also learning to tarry and to stay in the place of prayer. Number 18, please don't mind me, like I'm waiting for like the line to move. That's at the place where we pay. People are looking at me, okay, I'm bold now, right? For number 18, we have, if you are struggling with strife, if you're struggling to forgive someone, right, for a particular thing, just pray for them. Like genuinely, this helps. I promise you. It's not that deep. Like if you're struggling, you want to forgive the person, but you just can't, or you're looking at someone and maybe you're envying someone, or you're jealous maybe of their progress, or whatever the case may be, right? I promise you, if you can just pray for them, right? Whatever is your, of course, you may not know if they have any issues, but just pray that they stand perfect and complete in the will of God, like Epaphras, right? So you'd always have something to pray for them about, right? So just pray for them, and I promise you, with time, as you do that consistently, it begins to go. It begins to go, because we understand from scripture that we love people because we're first loved, right? And one of the ways we show our love for people is by praying for them. So Jesus told Peter, he said, the devil wants to sift you like wheat, but I have prayed for you, right? I have prayed for you. So pray for them, and then the strife will start to go, and it goes fast, right? Because you are praying intentionally for them. Then we have the second to the last, and it's family is everything, right? I had the privilege to spend the Christmas holiday with my family. For those that don't know, which is probably majority of it, my family is in the UK, and when I was leaving, I cried shaking. Thank God I'm not one of those people that used to bring out my phone when I'm crying, but I mean, like it was a lot, right? And it just goes to show that family is everything. Family is everything, right? Don't take it for granted. Try to put in calls as frequent as you can. It's something that I'm still trying to do. But try to put in calls as frequent as you can. Reach out to them more often, get them gifts, show your appreciation, whatever it is, man. Like, just let them know that you love them. Let them know that you love them. Don't let your story be, oh, you don't know what you have till you lose it. Once you lose, you can know what you have before losing it. You get it, right? Family is everything. So we head over to the last, and maybe it's one of my favorite, but it's no good for anybody. Just, whatever it is that you set out to do, obviously by the inspiration of God, I hope, right, that you do these things well, right? You do not let anything stop you, and no grief for anybody. I saw a post yesterday, and it also applies to yourself. No grief for yourself, right? So the times that you're feeling lazy, the times that you want to give up, the times that you want to, not go on, basically, right? No grief, right? Push. You can do everything that God has. Everything God has in store for you, because if He initiated it, He can sustain it.
So it's currently the 8th of January 2024. Like, it's actually today, right? I'm headed to school. As you can see, I'm dressed. Right now it's like 5:40 a.m. I've been carrying my luggage downstairs. If you got this far, then it obviously means you're a real one. So please put a pineapple emoji if you got to the end, right? And I would take that as you wishing me happy birthday. You don't need to write it, right? You could just put the pineapple emoji, and I know that you're a real one. All right, thank you so much for sticking to the end. Like, share, subscribe. See you next time.